Did a reaction to a couple of different trailers for the new Hellboy movie, and I was underwhelmed, shall we say. However, a funny thing happened on the way to the forum. So I'm joined here by Anag Unrama himself, and we both want to let you know this is going to be a spoiler-filled review, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, go check it out. Alright, you're here. So, just so we're on the same page, fundamentally no different than the other Hellboy movie, except this one has David Harbour instead of Ron Perlman, and Neil Marshall instead of Guillermo del Toro. Well, that's a very big deal, and we will find out why, but it's basically the story of Hellboy and his, in this one, basically sort of flirting courtship with the Blood Queen, and the hilarity that ensues. Alright, we start off with likes, and one of the most important things to cover right off the bat. So, mentioned earlier, first Hellboy movie, Guillermo del Toro, Ron Perlman. You can't beat that. You just can't. There's just no way. So, if you're smart, you don't try to. They were smart. So, Guillermo del Toro and Ron Perlman, they focused on the, quote, human aspects of Hellboy, that is to say, his relationship to his father, in the second movie to Alice, with Abe as his best friend, and there were, you know, the violence and the supernatural around him, but the focus was more on the humanity, the relationships, the building. They, wisely, again, said in this movie, let's go and the other direction, okay? So, and said, oh, Godzilla's wanting to chime in. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Regardless, they said, okay, we can't touch that. They can't, so we're not going to try. Instead, we're going to focus on the comedy, we're going to focus on the supernatural, and we're going to focus on the blood and guts. And that was very smart, and more importantly, very well done. So, I'll get to it later on. There was a lot of CGI blood, you know I hate that, but there was a lot of gore in this one. Good gore, like gore we don't usually get to see, computer generated or otherwise. It was good, high quality gore. The comedy was there, not forced. It flowed naturally. It was more the absurdist situations, the acerbic commentary. There was an insane number of references to, you know, very British things, as this takes place in Britain, including, and hopefully you guys caught it in my intro, if not, shame, 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 Monty Python. That was in there. Obviously the King Arthurian legend, that was all in there. Even some Harry Potter stuff from what someone told me, not a fan, okay. But all around, I have to say this, at the bottom line, this Hellboy movie is just enjoyable. It's not the great, you know, horror scary fest, but it's definitely an enjoyable movie. It's fun. And like I said, if you're going to follow Guillermo and Ron, you're going to have to do something different. And they did. Smart. Alright, on to the dislikes. Number one, mentioned it, gotta be CGI blood. Hate CGI blood. Bad, you know. Okay, so yeah, like, there's a particular scene that just leaps out. Blood Queen has her blood go into the tree, and in fact, coming out wasn't exactly that hot either. And man, did it look like a CGI special effect. Didn't even remotely look like blood. Terrible, terrible. And then, wow. So, the Daniel Day Kim's character, I forgot his name, that turns into the panther, tiger, whatever it is. Yell at me in the comments. The first time they do it, it's very well done. It's basically a CGI version of the transformation in the American Werewolf in London. Okay. Although, when his claw hit and his little fingers came out, that was nice. Face, not so much. End of the movie, when him and Hellboy and Alice go and find Abe Sapien, the transformation from cat back to human just is terrible. Oh my god, it looks like a little film that he removed. Oh, it's ridiculous. Now, I did a quick check and I found out it's a $50 million movie. Smart again, because this isn't going to make money over here, but I'm guessing it's going to make a boatload overseas. So they just didn't have the effects for it. But really, still, the blood effects, unforgivable. Second thing, I was not a fan of the look of David Harbour's Hellboy. And I mentioned it in the trailer reactions. He just kind of looked shabby, kind of a bum. Maybe a little bit more reminiscent of the comic. Perlman was just jacked. And it was funny. So David Harbour's kind of a stocky guy, fat, if you want to use the word. I don't care. I will. He's a fat guy. He really is. Not morbidly obese, but he's big, stocky, fat guy. He definitely got into a little bit of shape for this role, but there was a bunch of scenes from behind. And they didn't show him a lot, but maybe 4 or 5, where you could tell that he was just kind of a large, fat guy. Whereas Perlman was just ripped and shredded and jacked. But it was more the face, and I mentioned in the trailer reactions, and I stand by it. Whatever they did on the makeup on the face, he just, and maybe it was intentional, I don't know, but he perpetually looked sad. In his moments of happiness, he looked sad, and it was all the makeup. It just was not. Again, I think that they were going for comic accuracy in this, not only in story but in characters, and kind of the way he's drawn in the comics is kind of like that. But that, again, we're translating this onto film. It's supposed to be escapist entertainment, and you really could have done some work on it. I mean, obviously you had the makeup from when Perlman did it many years ago. Could have just used that. All right, it is Pinhead time, and Hellboy has got to be probably the #2 surprise shock of 2019. Shazam being the first one. Who saw that one coming? Good Lord, that was good. This was also Hellboy. Good. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I did not expect Del Toro or Perlman's version, and thankfully I didn't get it. So this is going to be, you back me up on this one, boom, a 3.5 Pinhead movie. Alright, well, were you guys as surprised and shocked as I was? I think this is definitely going to polarize people. So, polarize in the comments. Let me know if you were shocked or if you absolutely hated it, as I suspect many people did. Nonetheless, let me know. I want to hear, and I want you to subscribe, hit the notification, and like.